Can you just start with your military service? How that began?
I enlisted to the IDF when I was 19,
Okay.
and I enlisted to field, which is like combat. And then I was in training for 8 months. Then I was in the Lebanon border for 4 months, and then where the war started. So I was in a military base, and on the second day of the war, they attacked our base with missiles, right? And then we were more time in Lebanon. Then I went to a commander course. In 2 last weeks of commander course, it was we were in Gaza. And on the first day we entered the Gaza, we entered the building, and the booby trap exploded. 15 people died. No, 15 people got injured, not died. And 3 people died. And I was conscious, didn't feel pain, put a tourniquet to stop the bleeding, and then I got rescued in a helicopter in a hospital in South Soroka. I was in a coma for 2 or 3 months. My leg was amputated, like it was cut off in a building, but my knee got amputated. It was infected or something.
Okay.
And I got operation on my stomach.
Oh wow.
And I had burns on my face and איך אומרים יד? Arms.
Okay.
And then I got into rehabilitation. Now I'm here for 3 weeks. I'm waiting for my injuries to get healed. Then I could get a prosthetic leg. And then I'll learn how to walk.
And how old are you now?
I'm 20.
20?
I was in the military for a year and 4 months.
Wow. So do you remember
Yes.
the? Do you really?
Yes. Like I was conscious all the time. Like I remember everything, and like I wasn't conscious only in the helicopter. When I got to the helicopter, then I.
Okay. So here in the hospital, that's when they had to do the amputation.
In his house.
Okay.
Amputation.
Oh wow.
Here I'm doing occupational therapy and physiotherapy for balance and strength of the leg.
And how is that going?
I'm very strong.
Yeah, I saw.
50 pistol squats.
Can you really? Oh wow! I saw a video of you in front of your fellow troops when you went down on your leg and everything.
It was a ceremony of commander course.
Yes.
And we got a little bit late, and everyone already was there. So when I came, everybody started to clap, and like I didn't understand why they're clapping, and if it was to me. And then I don't know why I did a pistol squat. It was so funny, and that's all.
Wow. So, I mean, as far as your life after, it seems like you don't. It seems like you're not just laying here feeling sorry for yourself. So, what are your plans when you come out of here? And
now when I got exploded, I'm trying not to build plans for a future. Like maybe I thought about returning to the army, but not in a combat, like to teach people how to shoot, for example. Maybe I'll go first plan to see the world, to travel a little bit. Then I want maybe to be a commercial pilot. I want to ask if I can, because in a plane you have like things you need to do with your legs. So I want to ask if I can be with a prosthetic leg. If not, I thought maybe about physiotherapy, because I was in physiotherapy and I liked it so much.
Did you?
Yes. So maybe I'll go like learn physiotherapy.
The people who do
Yes.
physical therapy, they're pretty saintly, aren't they? Yeah.
Like different plans. We'll see. Now I need to get a set leg, learn how to walk.
Do you have the phantom pain or any of that? Phantom pain?
Yes, I did. Like I did have phantom pain before. It was so annoying because like you have phantom pain all the time, and I had it for about 2 or 3 weeks, and now medicine that I'm getting it like started to help, and during the day I don't feel the phantom pain, and when it's night I feel the phantom pain. In
Gotcha.
the evening, in night.
Did they tell you it's going to go away on its own, or
They said it, like it's like very individual. So
yeah?
they said 90% of the people after 3 months phantom pain goes away. But like it depends. Someone said it's like depend on the weather, for example, and like
And I understand it feels kind of like when your limb falls asleep, like prickly. Is that how it feels?
like what did you ask?
The phantom pain. How does that feel?
It feels like for example pain in the fingers of my right leg that like don't exist, like here,
Right.
and that's how it feels. It feels like a pressure, pain.
And your stomach wound. What was that?
It was shrapnel,
Hmm.
and they why? אין מצב שאתם יודעים איך, הוציאו חלק מהמעיים. Like they cut off part of my stomach, and I didn't eat for about a week like normal foods. I ate only my beans, and then I have to diet food, and like it took me, and I couldn't like eat a lot. I ate very little, and it took me time to return to eat normal food. And,
Let's talk about your service for a minute. Did you know people in October 7th who were killed or abducted, injured?
one of our friends, like who was in a unit, he was in a party, Nova,
Mm-hmm.
and he died. And when I was in the Lebanon border, it wasn't like really good friends, but for example, I saw someone from another unit that I talked to him. He's in the special forces, and I talked to him when I was in a base, and then a couple of months later, my friend sent me pictures that he died. And like for example, we were in some place, and family they didn't want to get evacuated. Like whole place were evacuated, but they stayed, and we were like we did an ambush in like near their home because it was so close to Lebanon border. And again, a couple of months later, another friend he sent me a picture that like 2 people from his family died from a missile, and like I had this weird feeling of like but the first time like in the we were in Gaza, and I didn't know that someone died, and then someone like randomly said it like a week after, and then I asked, like he said about one friend that died, and then I asked if someone else died, and then he also said like two friends, and then I started to cry, and like it was really first time someone like that I knew very well died. And also in the ceremony, I also when they spoke about our friends, I cried second time, and they spoke to the families of the fallen soldiers, and
So, do you understand? I mean, can you make sense of why Israel was attacked like that? Does it feel like the fight that you did up until this point, that it was that you were making the good fight, basically, on behalf of like those who had been killed, and
what did you ask? Second question.
does it feel justified even at this point in your injury, the the fight that you were making?
Uh, Justified for Israel or
Yeah, well, for Israel, for your family, for your friends, the ones who've died.
we just like defending our home, I think, and I know that like history it was really like difficult dilemma and situation like about people that think that like Palestine was occupied, but also like Jews were all around the world. Like 6 million of people died, and like all around the world, Jews were like they couldn't leave, they couldn't work, they couldn't do stuff, and now like during the history, Israel always wanted to make peace with Arabs, so they wanted to divide, for example, country in two parts, and the Arabs like don't iskimu,
The
don't
the two
they
state
didn't want
solution,
to.
right?
They wanted the whole country, and like Jews can't. So, what Jews are going to do? They don't have a country to go. They're like, and they just and Arabs were who started the war, and even after the war in like 90s, we wanted one more time to divide country in two and give them like the place, and they one more time they didn't want it, and now they just making a terror and like started again a war, and we're just defending our home. So
I've been here a couple weeks, and a lot of people I've spoken with have said that Israel feels alone right now in the world. Do you kind of feel that way as well?
I think Israel are getting support, but also like I didn't know it before the war, but in the world there's a lot of anti-Semitism and a lot of people who supports Palestine, and like a lot of people who I think don't know the history and the situation of the war in. So I don't think it's like a smart like some people just don't know and they support someone, and some people just like this.
And
I don't think we're alone, like, but it's like a difficult situation for Israel because we have people that support Israel, but we also have a lot of people who don't support Israel. And now each day, like for example, yesterday I spoke with someone from Australia, Jew, and he wore a kippah, and someone pushed him for wearing a kippah, and it's like violence that like don't have any sense. And he said there are like 30,000 people who pro-Palestine protests each week, and like it doesn't make any sense. Like you're wearing a kippah and someone just pushing you away, and you just fall on a pole.
yeah.
So
And how is your family doing? How is your family doing with your injury?
I didn't tell my mom that I was entering the Gaza because I don't want her to worry, and it was a very stupid decision to make because then someone called her from the IDF, and they just said like your son is injured very bad, and then she didn't believe. She gave a phone to my father, and then they weren't able to drive because they were in so much stress. So someone from IDF took them to the hospital, and like I wasn't conscious, but then the doctor like exited the room, and like he said a list of all my injuries, and I wasn't conscious, but afterwards my sister told me about like their reaction, and like they all cried and like didn't believe it. Like, it was so bad. And then when each day I get better, and then I healed very fast, and now I think that
And you have about 3 weeks, and then you get fitted for a prosthetic. And
yes.
okay. And just last question: do you feel like a hero?
No, like I didn't make any. I didn't like I don't know save my friends and like jumped on a grenade or something. I didn't make any hero action, but I just made what I have to make. Like to be in the army, you have to. You're swearing to defend your country, your people, and your family, and so. But I don't think I'm a hero or something. Like my friend who, my friends who continue to fight 2 weeks when they saw that like more than half of our territory got injured, they continue to fight. They are heroes, and friends who died and their families, they're heroes. But I don't think I am.
I guess a lot of people disagree with you, but it's very humble. Daniel, thank you so much for speaking with me.